Welcome to All Cards on the Table. I'm Yas.
And I'm Rena, and we're laying all cards on the table, physically
and hypothetically.
Join us weekly as we talk all things business and booze while we use Tequila Tuesday as our excuse to drink.
Hello. Hi.
Hi guys. I am excited for this
Yeah,
episode. Just before we even start, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. It's a good one. It's a juicy one.
It's getting a bit. The last episode, can't lie, we pushed the boat out a bit. This episode, diving in.
Yeah, so I feel like we had so many stories to tell in that last mini episode, Tequila Tuesday, that we kind of wanted to carry it on with a few more, not so horror stories, but a few more risque, like hostel, travel in general stories.
Okay.
And yeah, a couple of more horror stories thrown in from other people that we've experienced.
Yeah, so today we are talking one night stands are better. Guys, we've had a few drinks by now. You should know this.
I just poured the drink down.
Yeah.
Me.
If we can we just put the drink down. It's fine. If you're listening on audio, you won't be able to see it, but she still looks great. Okay, so one night stands are better whilst travelling. It's very true. It's valid.
So, sex in a hostel, have you done it? Yes or no?
3, 2, 1. Yes. Do you know what? Pretty much everyone has. So most recently, hostel sex is just one of them taboo things. It's a Reddit topic. It's really funny, and there definitely are some rules.
Do you know what? I think it's because like one night stands travelling are better because you know that you're never going to see them again. Whereas when it's at home, if you like have a date or like it's a one night stand or something at home when you're in the UK or wherever you live, it's like, it's just like, I guess you get feelings into it a bit more because like there's a possibility of seeing them again. Is there going to be a second date and whatnot? But travelling, it's just like feelings are put to the side because you just have to, like, I guess, compartmentalise.
Oh my God, you fall in love that one night.
Going.
You fall in love that one night whilst travelling. You meet this handsome Italian guy. You think you're going to have babies with him, live in Sicily and live on a lemon farm and have these amazing tanned kids. Sleep with them. Day after that, you're probably blocked.
Or blocked, or they've just left the hostel and they're on to their next destination, or you're on to your next destination, and it's just like, cool, like,
goodbye.
Thank you, next.
Yeah, quite literally, thank you, Ariana Grande. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first story. I laughed at this prompt because Yas wrote this for me. The prompt says, Jesse is a sperm donor.
Say it again.
I can't say without laughing. Okay, Jesse is a sperm donor and he had a wank. He's our friend. Jesse's our friend. Anyway, so Krakow, Let's Rock Hostel. We meet this interesting guy called Jesse. We were actually in Krakow on a double date. We'll get more into this, guys. Okay. This has a bigger storyline to it. Basically, I'm bottom bunk, Yaz is top bunk. The guys that we're with are bottom bunk also. Mm-hmm. Guy next to me, Jesse, he's sleeping there. And the day before, when we first met him, we asked each other, we were like, okay, what's everyone's occupations? As you do. It's a normal thing to ask. He says he's a sperm donor.
Yeah,
I've never met anyone that's a sperm
donor.
donor.
Oh, I'm a student, but like on the side, like I do sperm donor.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, that's really cool. Okay. I didn't think he'd be fucking getting to work while he was at the hostel. The bed across from me. What do I hear in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I mean,
you heard it too.
Yeah,
we're
pretty certain that. We're in this hostel room. He thinks everyone's asleep. Yep. Allegedly, he was at work having a wank.
Exactly. Yeah, he was doing his job. For 1 second he forgot he was in Krakow.
In the hostel room.
He thought he was in Hebton Bridge getting to work. He thought he was making money from it. He was doing it like he was making money for it. He was putting the work in.
Good for him. I mean, no shame. No shame.
Anyway, one night stands are better whilst traveling. That is not better whilst traveling. Do not masturbate in the hostel room. Do not masturbate in a hostel room with 12 other people in there.
I mean, yeah. Also, in some hostels, there's curtains on the bed. I feel like
Curtains. There was no curtains there.
No, there wasn't. But when I've been in a hostel and it's got curtains, I don't know why in my head I'm just like it's an automatic like acceptable thing to just do what you want.
If there's a curtain, do what you want as long as the noise is kept to a minimum. No curtain. The sheet is not an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people do that, just like hang their bed sheets. I mean, some people do that for privacy anyway, but I've seen people just like put their towels and sheets like draping on the bed.
Yeah, interesting.
Give themselves their own little pod, I guess.
Privacy pod. Yeah, just book a fucking private dorm then. You're in a hostel to make friends. Why are you closing yourself off?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the one, I guess the general rule is just go to the shower.
Yeah.
Just go to the shower. When we were in Bratislava at World Elephants, they had a sign on the bathroom doors saying like that water's limited, hot water's limited, so fine. Pretty sure it said hot water's limited, find an attractive friend to share a shower with.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
And they mean it as well, like by all means. Do that.
Do it.
Okay, so that's probably the most tame one that we've got on there. So if that gives you any indication where this is going to go, you're in for a ride. Anyway, so next country, what happened? What is the deal?
So Mexico. Okay. We met a group of South Africans. This is a pretty crazy story, actually. Yeah. There was like 6 of them, I'm pretty sure. They were all siblings, so all sets of brothers and sisters.
Okay, at first we didn't know they were siblings, just because they looked so different.
Yeah.
There was a massive set of them though. We were like, okay.
We just thought there was this big group of people travelling from South Africa.
We thought they were couples at first.
We did.
And there was 2 very attractive guys, and we were like, we better not go there.
One of them looked like her ex.
Oh yeah.
And we kept calling him South African.
By the way, my ex is the
name placeholder.
He is the most boring looking person in the best way possible. Actually, he got a compliment once, saying that he is the epitome of an attractive white man. Someone told him that, and that's a compliment. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, someone said if you Google like attractive white man, he would show up, and it's true. I'd give it to be fair,
there's so many people I've seen. I think,
very
oh my God, it looks like him, and it's weird, I guess.
So when we find people abroad that we find attractive, we call them South African, Argentinian,
yeah, like
Mexican,
name placeholder of her ex's name, basically. But anyway,
South African,
so the
was
skinny
very
dipping
attractive.
story. Do you want to lead with that? Oh yeah,
I mean, actually, let's start in the club.
So one of
the club.
This, I'm pretty sure it is that one that had a younger sister.
Oh yeah.
I'm never really inclined to ask someone their age when I'm traveling because everyone's the same. Like,
do you know what?
It doesn't really matter.
We didn't ask, but we assumed. But then again, we're in Mexico. It was our first time in Mexico. We just didn't really know the culture. We thought, obviously, people go there from America because obviously the drinking age is 18 rather than 21. But we just never assumed her age.
Yeah, like I'm never inclined to ask anyone their age when I'm traveling because everyone's just in the same boat. You're all doing the same thing. But something came over me to just ask this girl how old she was. I was just like, "How old are you?" And she was like, "Do you want to know my legal age or my fake ID age?" And I was like, "Your legal age." Yeah. And she literally told me she was 14. And we were out with her, like clubbing in Mexico, drinking, getting her drinks, like. And it just turned out that it was this one guy's sister. So, like, obviously they were just travelling as a family and that she'd gone on a night out with them.
Okay, so the funny thing is, I was kind of hooking up with her brother, and I was like, I turned around to him, I was like, okay, how am I meant to believe you now? Like, your sister is literally 14. Like, how am I meant to believe your age now? He's like, no. It's fucking South African accent. No. I'm 21. I was like, okay. So... Well, the whole reason why I met him, it's a funny story why I met him anyway, because we're in the club in Mexico, and it's really funny because in these big places you think you're not going to bump into people or going to see people again, but you always do. We saw this guy in Cancun, and then we proceeded to see him in Tulum also.
Yeah.
And we basically I did a little switcheroo, as I always do. I ran up to him because I was flirting with this other guy. I got bored of the other guy and ran up to this guy and said, "Can you pretend to be my boyfriend?" And he said yes, started dancing with me. By the way, this guy was like 5'6".
I was just about to say he was a short
Very
king.
attractive, but he was a short king. We both had matching pearl necklaces on. The vibes were there. We were dancing.
He
I
looked
had
like
a
your ex.
skirt on. Yeah, he looked like my ex. Do you know what? I was having a great night. Anyway, short kings for the win. Ended up like kissing him in front of this other guy, and the worst part is Yas befriended this other Swiss guy who I was getting with that night, and we almost had a detrimental argument again because she was like, "No, you need this guy."
Yeah,
I was like, "What the fuck?"
the Swiss guys were great.
Very, very beside the point here. Anyway, we go back to the hostel. Back to the hostel we trot. There was like 6 of us. We're with the guy, his sister, me, Yas, and also 2 other people as well. They were staying in the hostel also. So we're trotting back, and I'm not ready to call it a night. So I'm like, okay, guys, let's rally up. Let's go skinny dipping.
God, yeah. And they're all in like pairs of like male and female. And then I'm just kind of here walking with this 14-year-old girl.
Babysitter.
So I literally had to like take this 14-year-old back to the hostel, take her home to bed, basically. You went out skinny dipping.
Like ridiculously drunk Yasmin is babysitting a 14-year-old, 10 years younger than you. Babysitting a 14-year-old girl, taking her back whilst I go skinny dipping. The funniest part about this is, so if you've ever been to Cancun before, there is a strip and it's like a hotel zone basically there. There's the sea and there is a lot of lifeguards and the police are very scary in Mexico. We end up taking all our clothes off, running into the sea. Me and South African guy, it's a good vibe. So all I'm saying is good vibe. We're in the sea, skinny dipping, light, massive flashlight just comes onto us all. And I'm just like, fuck this. So me and the girl that I was with, we run back, grab our clothes, put them on really quickly, run back to the hostel. The 2 guys were just being long. They didn't want to go out. They were like, no, staying, no,
just walking naked back to the hostel.
Yeah. And then the girl who I was with, like, she was a little Snapchat blogger, bless her. She was recording it all, and she got a video of them in their boxers walking around while the police were like shining lights on them, going, no, like go home. And then I got into bed that night soaking wet with sea salt.
Yeah. Sea salt, sand. Sea salt and sand.
Sea salt and sand all over me. Yeah, all over me. So yeah, I went to bed that night. Do you know what? It was a really fun night though. I'm quite sad you missed out on that experience.
Yeah,
but having you there would not.
The story was enough.
No, yeah, the story was enough to suffice. Okay, cool. So, Yasmin is the best wing woman. If I've ever met anyone in my life,
I'm so much more like, rather than you, I will just speak to anyone, and I just don't really care. And so if she wants to speak to someone, we'll just go. I'll be like, we'll just icebreaker, find something to say. And
so we are yin and yang. I'm very stubborn, and you're not at all.
Yeah,
like, at all. Everyone knows this about us. Like, if you've ever met us, even our investors, this morning I got a text saying, "Oh, Sleeping Beauty is awoke," because I started complaining in the chat.
Basically, just
about
calling her like a spoilt princess or something.
Yeah, and whereas like Yas was like replying back normally, and they were like, "Yeah, Yas, we love Yas." Da-da. And it's always I'm always kind of the villain, and you're like,
I'd say so.
It is what it is. Anyway, you're the best wing woman. Anyone who, if I'm like speaking to someone, they could be a 2. And you will act like they are like a 10.
I don't care. I think this is what it is. I'm just like, this is so funny for the plot. Like, speak to these people. It's funny. Like,
you are the best wing woman. I would, if I could write you a TripAdvisor review, 10 out of 10. Be friends with this girl.
Woman.
Yeah, be friends with this girl. Anyway, so this leads us on to a really fun story. Obviously, sex is better abroad. While you're away, one night stands whilst traveling. So we were in Portugal. Back to Portugal. We already spoke a bit about Portugal, but we're going to go to a different destination this time. Don't worry, guys. So from Portugal, we didn't actually know where to go next. We were like, fuck it, we'll go wherever the wind takes us. I'd lost my laptop. I was like, let's get an Airbnb, let's get settled, reel it back in, then I'll try another hostel. Okay. So Yas is like, oh my God, I have a friend in Milan and he has another friend.
I'd never met this guy either. Like, he was my friend, I'm pretty sure, because we had a mutual friend that were both going to the same festival or something. But I didn't know him either. I'd never seen him.
He was like, fly out. And we were like, fuck it, yeah. We book an Airbnb that night. We book our flights and we're off. Like, we go to Milan. I'd been to Milan before. Had you been?
Yeah,
you've been before. Do you know what? Milan's really fun. It's expensive and it's really stush. Like, during COVID, I think we went during a good time. Like, honestly, we looked like scruffs. Like,
yeah, we did.
I wore this one white dress the whole trip. It's pretty iconic at this point. But I wore this one white dress the whole trip, and it was great.
Yeah, the dress is a moment.
Yeah,
the dress is the moment.
So it is double date night, but this is the best double date night. This is the best double date night I probably have ever heard in my life. Well, the prospectus of it is. So we get told, Yas is kind of just filling me in, and she's hyping me up. She's telling me he's a French rugby player. He is amazing. He's won awards. He's been on tours. He's
Side note,
gorgeous.
I'd never seen this man.
No, yeah, this is what I mean. It's okay. So I'm getting hyped up, and I'm like, fuck it, yeah. The funniest part about this is I put in a ponytail extension in my hair. I completely forgot about this. I put a ponytail extension in my hair. It wasn't attached properly. This story just gets worse and worse, by the way. So just keep that in mind. I had a ponytail extension in. So we get ready in the Airbnb. The Airbnb is the worst place we've ever booked. If I could expose this guy's name, I would expose it right now and tell you never to book his Airbnb because it was hot as fuck. It was 40 degrees and he was going to charge us €50 to put the aircon on.
Yeah, he also wouldn't open the door for us because we arrived at 9 p.m. He was like, if you get there after 9 p.m, I'm not opening the door because it was an apartment where you had to buzz us in or something.
Yeah, jokes on him though because neither of us stayed at that apartment that night. So, okay, we go to their apartment, to the guy's apartment. The guys that you know apartment.
They asked us if we like pasta and they set in the scene. Okay. They wanted to cook us a dinner. They wanted to wine and dine us and then take us out to the Just Cavalli bar. They literally wanted to take us there, booked a booth there, paid entry for us to go there, but they wanted to cook us dinner. So
we'll start from there. Yeah. So it goes downhill from dinner. Italians, you think they know what they're doing, making pasta. I'm not going to shit on them. So we walked in.
We were late.
Oh, yeah, we were very late. We were very late. And they'd cooked the pasta. The pasta was cold. They were pissed off at us. Champagne was pouring. I didn't feel like that was enough. So I got my little trusty vodka and was pouring it in the champagne. We were drinking vodka and champagne.
Bearing in mind the guy that she'd been set up with literally could not speak a word English.
Oh, yeah.
They were communicating on Google Translate.
Oh, I was going to get into that. So I see this guy and I'm like, immediately no. Immediately no. Being very stubborn, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get drunk and have a good time because Yas is feeling her guy, it's great, good for you. Honestly, good for you because half the time it's me that's me that is setting you up. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go along with it. We'll go to the club. We're sat there. They start playing piano for us. We're drinking champagne vodka, and we end up sitting on this. I remember this very vividly. We end up sitting on the sofa. Can't understand a fucking word of what this guy's saying to me. Me. Italian or French, can't even tell you. The guy that Yas is talking to speaks perfect English, by the way, so I really got fucked over on this one. The guy doesn't know how to flirt either. His social skills were 0 out of 10. He pulls up his phone and writes, "Your tattoos are stunning. Hers are black and boring." And do you know what the funny thing is about Google Translate is obviously when you say something you can't really if he said that I couldn't really say he said this and you'd be like no he fucking didn't. I showed him I showed you the phone and you were like what the hell. He was just completely shitting on Yas and I think your guy was even like what the hell mate. He was like why are you saying that. The vibe just wasn't there. It just wasn't there, I can't lie, with the guy. So the pasta was cold and they end up taking us to a meal in a restaurant. Yeah,
they took us out to this restaurant. We had dinner there, and then we headed over to this Just Cavalli bar.
Cavalli, okay. Get to Just Cavalli. It's outside. It's like an outside club. It's really fun, actually. I would
Very
recommend
bougie.
it if you're going. Yeah, very fucking bougie. Drinks are expensive.
We didn't have to pay there.
No, yeah, we got in for free. We had our double date. So we get in. The music's pumping. We've got a drink in hand. The guys get up and they want to dance. Okay, I am not a dancer. Yasmin is a dancer. She is a dancer. She is. You are literally a dancer.
Yeah.
She gets up. She's doing a thing, and I'm just like, oh. Okay, no, not for me. I'm like, yeah, this is not for me. So I've never done this before. I just want to say I was really proud of myself this night.
This was a good moment.
I was really proud of myself.
This was big.
Okay, this is a massive hack. If you're a girl and you're with a group of people that you don't like, or if you're on a bad date, do this. Literally being dead serious, do this. So I spot two guys across the room and I'm like, yeah, they're my culprits. Turn around to my guy and I say, really sorry, I know these guys. Like, what a coincidence. Like, I've met these guys before, didn't I? Run up to them. I'm like, hey, pretend like you know me, because I really hate the double date that I'm on. Like, can you pretend like you know me? These guys are French. Like, they're French. So I'm like, okay. Round two, French guy. And I'm just chatting to them and basically they pretend like they know me. One of the guys buys me a drink. I'm getting on with the one guy and I did a little switcheroo that night. And Yas ended up being with the two guys. But do not worry. She still had her own double date, but it was he found another girl. The guy, the rugby player that I was with, found another girl. I did a little switcheroo.
Yeah, he did.
At the club, Yas found me again and she was like, who the hell are these people? And I'm like, we met them in Portugal. And you're like, yeah, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah,
you were like, we did not meet
bullshit.
them.
We did not.
I don't think your guy really clocked on. I think he was just literally so infatuated by you that he was like, whatever at this point. I'll take it. So yeah, I end up going home with the other French guy and the French rugby player ends up taking another girl home. So Yas does have a double date in the end, but it wasn't with me.
I didn't ever meet this other person though.
No, but you just told me. Didn't even know what she was like. So I end up going back to so back to the hair. We actually end up, so he's staying in this really bougie hotel and we were in a horrible Airbnb. We end up going to the top floor, end up going into his room. The two guys are staying in the one room. Can I just mention? This French guy is probably the best looking guy that I've ever been with. We end up going in the shower because there's nowhere else to go and I have a ponytail extension in. When the ponytail extension gets wet, it's hanging off my head. It's hanging off my head. We have to wear masks as well, by the way, when you're walking around anywhere in Milan.
Oh my god, yeah.
So when I meet up with Yas in the night, I'm calling her because obviously I'm not staying the night there, like his friend's there.
I literally saw this girl
in a mask with wet
soaking
hair.
wet, dripping wet hair, walking about the streets of Milan, still wearing this white dress, which obviously goes see-through when it's wet.
Dress, yeah. So yeah, we called it a night. The worst double date that we've ever been on.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I had a fun night. So did you?
Yeah, it was a good one. I've got a story.
Okay.
This is probably one of the craziest, strangest nights that I've experienced with you traveling.
Yeah.
So we're in Budapest. Again, it's
Budapest.
still COVID.
Yeah.
We literally got into Budapest as the border was closing because they were going back into a lockdown.
Yeah.
And so we were like, shit, like we may as well just enjoy our time here. We've got to go back home after this. So we're out in the iconic club. What's it called?
Oh, I really want to tell you.
Slim
Shady. Right, if you've been to Budapest, the Bruin bar.
I thought you would know what it was.
It's Slazimpa Kurt.
Yes, something Kurt.
Anyway, everyone's been. It's the one with bathtubs in it. Everyone's fucking been.
So the Ruin Bar. Anyway, we're there. We're just like, oh my god, there's British people here because everyone had already gone home before the borders could close. So we met up with these two girls. We made friends with them. I'm pretty sure they'd only just like turned 18. They were from London. They were just like traveling, having a gap year. And we were like, cool, let's make friends with these girls. Then we met a group of like 5 Scottish guys. And again, we're just like, oh, let's just be friends with these lot because there's literally no tourists left. Yeah, anyway, we go to the toilet with these two girls, don't we? And they just told us, for some reason, they just randomly decided to tell us that they were both virgins. Yeah, they were just both virgins. And we were just like, okay, like, cool. Obviously, we've just been on this whirlwind of a trip. Like,
I'm sorry. we are not tame whilst we are traveling, so we
our
did not
faces,
understand
we just look at each other like,
girls.
what? Like, what?
They were the polar opposites of us.
Yeah.
No, honestly, right? Looks, aesthetic wise, they are the doppelgangers of us, realistically.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It could not be more different. I swear to God, it could not be more different.
The club closes literally really late. I feel like 5, 6 a.m. this club closes. And we're all just still like drinking, still talking and making friends. So we're like, just head back to these guys' Airbnb. Because I feel like we were all literally just friends. Like we were literally friends with these guys.
Yeah.
And the two girls were like
no
flirting with
ulterior
two of them.
intentions from us this time, guys.
So these two girls were like flirting with the guys and like trying to get with them. I'm here like worried for their lives. I'm like, we've just had the knowledge that these two girls are virgins.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to get with these guys. We're at these guys' Airbnb. It's like a bit of an afters. We're just chilling. Music's on.
Do you know what? It was such a vibe. They were playing like, I think it was like Pursuit of Happiness. And like, do you know when you have key moments in life? Snapshots of things that you remember. I vividly remember that. And it was just such a good
travel
vibe.
song.
It was a good time, but this bitch decided to ruin
anyway,
it. Get into it.
She just disappears with the guy. I'm like, to her friend, I'm like,
and the guy's a
where's your
dick.
friend gone?
Out of the whole group of guys, this one guy was just a dick. He had a missing finger.
I was just about to say that.
He had a missing finger. No, this gets even worse just knowing that. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So she disappears with this guy into the room. Her friend like wants to leave, and so do we. But we're not leaving until she's kind of come out of the room, and we know that she's okay and her friend's okay. I mean, obviously they're very naive, so we weren't leaving them alone.
Do you know what? We're not usually good people. And I will say that with my chest. We're not. We will ditch people on nights out. We will. Like, we don't really give a shit unless it's me and you.
Yeah.
Really. Like, but we were being good people this night.
Do we tell this full story?
Yeah, I would. Okay. Go for it, girl.
Okay. So, the guy that she's getting with, main character of the group, guy,
he is.
He comes out of the room. She is nowhere to be seen. And he starts shouting to the whole room, declaring that the bedroom looked like a murder scene. He was like, oh my God, guys, go in the room and look at it. It looks like a murder scene.
He was telling everyone to go in. The room looked like a scene from Scream. It looked like someone had been fucking murdered in there. So obviously our minds were like, oh, poor girl, like, let's go in, like, have a look. She was there.
She took herself in the bathroom. She's like crying on the floor. She's like asking us to go and get her stuff, get her like underwear out of the bedroom and stuff. Oh my God.
Do you know what the worst part is? She made such a massive deal out of it, and we wouldn't tell the story if it was like genuinely like a bad time, but she was a virgin, so obviously it's like she bled. It's a normal thing. No, it's such a normal thing, but she found it funny afterwards. She found it fucking hilarious. She did.
I just think about that girl sometimes. I'm like, surely she's traumatized now.
Yeah, traumatized. But do you know what? It was her first time, and it was obviously like a moment. But I think the worst part was it was loads of guys, and there was like 4 girls. One of the girls was her closest friend, and there was just us 2 idiots, self-proclaimed idiots, just being like, oh, what the fuck do we even do? We felt like little side characters on their little story of this, so I'm glad we were a part of it. And
I hope they remember that we were a part of the story.
Yeah, me too. They probably don't. Like we were literally probably just there like little extras in the scene. But it was a very interesting story. So do not sleep with main characters, and do not do it if you're a virgin with about 10 other people in the house. And actually the guys, Yas actually stole one of the guys' chargers.
I was just about to say that. I was like, oh, honestly, these guys were dicks. I'm pretty sure we needed to charge our phones. We didn't have a charger.
Yeah, and I was DMing the guy afterwards, and I was just like, he was just basically telling me they did not get their Airbnb deposit back, and they had to go buy new sheets and clean the whole Airbnb.
God.
And it was really funny because we told the girls that they could come to our Airbnb because they had to check out of theirs at 10 a.m. And I think we got back to ours and we were like, yeah, they're not coming round. Good night. We just both went to sleep, and we were like, we'll call it a night here.
Yeah.
But as we do say, one night stands are better abroad. So
yeah,
they always have a funny story attached to them. So that's the connotation of that one. And
I feel like travel romances as well. I feel like when you're in a hostel, especially, and you're like getting with someone, like you said, and you just fall in love for that one night, or even you spend like 2-3 days with them before you or they leave. It's just like, a whole whirlwind like travel romance, and it's just like you literally don't care.
And then it just ends.
And then you never see him again,
home.
and you actually just it's hilarious.
Well, what's really funny is I know this guy, and he actually listens to the podcast, so it's quite funny. So if he listens to this bit, let me know. Anyway, I went to New York last year, and I met this guy on Tinder. Okay. And we met each other one night, and we really got on. It was like a little travel romance. Like, it was great, honestly. Hotel, not hostel. It was great. We really got on. He was quite a bit older than me. He has his own business. Literally, he was Irish as well. So.
Win.
Yeah, good accent.
Ultimate.
Just so attractive, like so attractive as well. We end up having like a bit of a travel romance, and I still speak to him to this day. So some people you do,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, if, like I said before, if you meet these people, like you date someone in the UK or like wherever you are, and you go on the first date and it doesn't work out, or you have a one night stand with them and that's it, you never see them again, you literally hate them. You hate that person, you don't stay in touch with them.
Yeah.
But when it happens with someone that you meet traveling, you literally friends forever. I speak to people. I speak to guys that I met traveling just because I'm like,
you have to put a conscious effort to kind of maintain the relationship. And if you see some sort of benefit to it, I know that sounds really bad, but obviously, like, if I ever go to Dublin or anything,
100%.
I probably will see him. If you, like, you've been to places before and you probably are going to meet up. But then again, God, if it's like the South African guy, am I going to speak to him? Am I ever going to go to South Africa and message him and say, do you want to go for a drink? No. Okay? No. So I feel like, you know where to keep up with relationships and stuff. It depends on, like,
the level of what it gets to, I guess.
Especially, as much as how you bond as well, and then like where you're from. I know I've met some like German people in hostels. I have no idea what they're talking about, and sometimes I'm like, just like, shut up and let's kiss. It's true. Like, and then some people like you actually want to talk to because they are very intellectual and very nice, but some people it's just like very superficial. So pick your battles. I guess.
That was our second short episode, Tequila Tuesday.
One night stands are better whilst traveling.
Yeah.
I 100% I will put my seal of approval on that. I will stick by that.
I would love to hear other people's stories on this, actually. I feel like it's such a funny topic.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for joining us for another Tequila Tuesday. Make sure that you follow the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, leave us a rating on Spotify. Go to our website if you want to buy our drinking games, www.letsdrinktothatgame.com. TikTok shop at Let's Drink to That. All Cards on the Table pod.
And you can also use the code All Cards on the Table pod for a cheeky discount code on any games that you want to get. Maybe you can take these games whilst you're traveling, and maybe you'll meet the love of your life.
I mean, yeah, like we've said before that our games are obviously heavily influenced by traveling. So yeah, those are just some fun stories that we've got along the way, and we will be sure to share some more in-depth stories with guys, you on other episodes.
If anything happens in the future, we'll be back, another mini episode. We'll let you know what's happened. We're in the UK for the foreseeable, so we'll keep doing throwbacks and reminding ourselves of these good times whilst traveling abroad. But yeah, that's us. That's
Thanks,
a wrap.
guys.